The magnificent Northern Territory, an ancient land full of great adventure and awesome fishing. It's the undisputed barramundi capital of Australia, and right now, with the $1 million fish competition in its 9th season, the odds of catching a barra with the $1 million tag are better than ever. I'm up for it, and it's going to be a lot of fun trying, that's for sure. To help me find the money fish, I've enlisted local guide Dorian Rondo from Barramundi Adventures in Darwin. I've fished with him before, and he's always provided memorable days catching lots of great fish. We're exploring the mighty Adelaide River, one of the NT's great rivers, the perfect habitat for barramundi.
So many places to explore up here, and I'm finally near the mouth of the Adelaide River. It is a massive river that runs well inland, tidal for like, 100 kilometres, and then freshwater for twice as much as that again, and the barra all through it. The technique here today is the water's very murky. If you've been to the jumping crocodile tour, you can see it's like chocolate most of the time. So you need a lure with a loud rattle. Our experience has shown that if you have something with a loud rattle, they find it. And what are you doing along here, mate? What have we got underneath us?
Yeah, just fishing the timbers and the snags. Being the smaller tides, you get a lot of the barra seem to hold up in those areas. So basically, yeah, we're just cruising these rattly lures along there and trying to drag them out.
And you can see we're working the lures quite hard. That sends a pulse through the water, but it also makes those rattles really go hard. I like to tap it and then let it pause for a little bit on the way back, but everybody does it slightly different. If you're working the lure, you tend to get a few more, and it's a lot of fun because you feel the bite. Fingers crossed we can get onto a few. Ooh, is that a snag or a fish? Fingers crossed, guys. Oi. The fishing up here in the Northern Territory, particularly for the barramundi, is just exceptional. I mean, I've been trolling all the 5 minutes along here. A beautiful little barramundi on. The bonus of being able to come up here and catch one with a tag in it that could be worth 10 grand or even $1 million. $1 million has to go off this year. It's just the best excuse in the world ever to come up and catch one of these guys. Registration's free, and there's some great prizes drawn just for registering, but if you want to win the 10 grand or the $1 million, you got to come up here and catch one with a tag in it.
Dorian has a keen eye for finding barramundi, and so does the sounder.
So we're just trolling along, looking for some new ground. Come across a patch. I'm having a guess that they're sitting in that little area there.
Yeah.
There's a good little concentration. Look at the size of that one. That's a big donkey right there. Let's see if we can get him.
10 barra in one spot. Surely one's going to bite. You're doing that classic retrieve, mate. Lots of jerks to bring them over.
Working for us the last 3 casts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on the side. Oh, he's a good one. Oh, yes. So obviously, if you find a patch on the troll, you keep going. Oh, beautiful stuff.
Oh, that was awesome.
I got to hand it to the Territory. They understand fishing. They know how many people fish and how many people love fishing. It's the most popular pastime in Australia. So many government surveys prove it. And, you know, they just want to get people up here so they can experience this. So I can't lift him in again, I think. What they're doing is, for every $10,000 fish that's caught, look at that for a beautiful fish. Every $10,000 fish that's caught, $1,000 is being donated to one of the official charity partners of the $1 million fish, and a whopping 10 grand when the $1 million fish goes off goes to one of the official charity partners. So it's a real community effort. So many good guides, hotels, you know, tackle companies are getting behind it. Yeah, just fantastic. I'll get this guy off. Well, Dorian, tell me why the NT is one of the best spots to catch a barra. It's got to be something.
Yeah, well, in my eyes, I guess it's all the rain, all the little safe havens of the floodplains they can all get up to and get a chance to grow up, and it's got it all.
Yeah, those huge floodplains they can recruit, and you can see the numbers down here, the proof's in the pudding.
Catching a barra is enough incentive for me to come up to the NT, but some of the prizes on offer make me want to stay a little longer.
The $1 million fish program has a stack of prizes for just registering, like eskies, tackle, all sorts of stuff, trips with guides, you name it. One of the things I really like, I got my hands on it earlier, these shirts, Aussie made and super cool. They with a $1 million fish on the back. Yeah, they're unreal. But very important up here is sun protection, you know. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, slap on a hat, seek shade, and slide on sunnies too, because your eyes are very susceptible to the UV. So if you look after yourself and don't get sunburned, Look, we're cool here at the moment. Take a break during the middle of the day, go for a swim back at the resort, etc. If you can keep a little bit cool and protect yourself from the sun, you're not getting sunburnt the first day and having a bad trip, you're going to have a great trip.
If you've never caught a barra and you can't find the time to get out onto the Northern Territory waterways to catch one, head to Barramundi Adventures in Darwin, where you and the kids can catch as many barra as you want. She works here every day, but Dorian's partner, Delissa, still gets a kick from booking a big barra.
Roxy's happy.
The adrenaline every time.
And what an environment too, hey?
Absolutely, it's beautiful out here. You know, it's a nice, safe environment.
Yeah.
And always good fun. The fish are getting bigger.
And you can come down here and throw flies at them and lures and all sorts of stuff. We're using pellets at the moment. That's a good fish. We got him. Well done, mate. Well done. Well done, mate. That's fantastic.
Bit of an upgrade.
Another solid fish.
You would have been pretty happy to show a lot of people their first fish out here, right, Delissa, when you're out here working with Dorian. Look at that.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a quality fish, and there's heaps bigger again, but he'd be about the average size, so that's awesome, mate.
The kids, they can barely hold them. They're getting that big now, so the smiles on their face, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is a place for the whole family. It's awesome.
Out of the ponds and back onto the Adelaide River, where the barra are on the bite.
We're catching stacks of decent-sized barra here, but we're chasing a big one. They're few and far between, and they're also a lot cleverer to get the bite from. And when you catch them, they're really good at busting you off or throwing the hook. So I'm going to show you a little trick that really helps when you finally come across that big one. Geez, exciting fishing here. Oh, it's not a bad one either. Different colour, I think, on this guy. Let's have a look. Oh no, another salty, beautiful. Whee!
We're one of the same, mate.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a special rig on here I'm going to show you, Dorian, I've been playing around with. I've rigged the plastic through and put the treble at the bottom. So when you get that occasional monster, the lure slides up the line and they can't throw it as easy, and it means you can use whatever size treble you want. Smaller treble for lighter gear or bigger treble for bigger barramundi. So there you go. That's the atomic reel baits, the mullet, which the barramundi love. And yeah, it's just a nice little rig. You just go through the hole there into there, and when he jumps, it slides up the line, and he can't get that leverage on it that they're so famous for when they're trying to throw the hook. I'll get him off and let him go. You on, mate? Good work. Nice fish.
Ah, not much of the same, I think, mate.
They're spoiled now. He's getting spoiled now. I'll let this guy go. Oi, the one right here. Back you go, Baz. Look at me.
Oh, double head on her.
Yeah, nice fish. You know, barramundi are born at sea on rocks, and those little eggs on the king tides in summer get swept in with the big tides, and then with that big run-off season rain, they push hundreds of kilometres inland, and the eggs can survive in those nutrient-rich waters, safe from those big schools of trevally and queenfish and other fish that you get around the mouth, so they get to a size where they're a lot safer than they would be, and they move their way back. When they get about this size, they come out of the billabongs. A remarkable journey that they undertake, the top end, mate.
So many
Northern Territory.
So many in this size today.
Yeah, it's, oh, what a problem to
Good
have.
breeding
Right,
ground.
Let's get him back, unreal.
Through the years, Dorian's caught thousands of barramundi. It's all in a day's work for him.
If you get a good guide like Dorian, you're going to see plenty of these guys. And what an incredible boat to fish off. You know, the elements up here are extreme, so he's got the shade, the soft floor to walk on, all the creature comforts. So you're doing it in style, mate. It's a ripper boat you've got. And yeah, it's one of the best boats I've been on. So there you go, another beautiful barramundi. Look at the rattling lure. Look at that guy there. Great fun. Just awesome.
So, if you don't have a boat and you still want to catch $1 million fish, don't worry. Just get up to the NT and enlist a local fishing guide.
Anyone can come to the NT. The barramundi fishing up here is exceptional, and whether you're off the bank, off a jetty, of course you're going to be croc-wise, but if you come out with a guide like Dorian, you're going to see fish like this and a lot of other stuff along the way. It's a ripper, mate.
Yeah, we're getting there slowly. A few smaller fish, a few missed opportunities and some bigger ones today, but...
Yeah. Oh, we got him. Whoa. Nice fish, mate. What a beautiful saltwater barramundi.
See how I was saying how clean they are here in the Adelaide?
Yeah, and by clean he means they're just a super healthy fish, you know, super bright and shiny, just like a chrome bar there. Beautiful fish. You can hear the lure rattling away there. That's what he went for. You know, the fact that anyone can also register in the $1 Million Fish. Registration's free, and you can win prizes for registering. It's a great competition, isn't it, mate?
Well, I think we were lucky enough to get one day. Got a young lady, she got one, 10 grand. So.
Oh, you got one of the 10 grand fish, so there's 100 fish that have got a 10 grand tag, and have you got one?
Yeah, she got one. That's the first ever fish. And
first ever fish?
I think they used it and put it towards a new boat.
Wow, what an experience. I mean, this is experience enough, but yeah, registering for $1 Million Fish, you got to do it. You got to be in it to win it. You can't win if you're not registered.
Like so many great fishing spots in the NT, the Adelaide River is less than an hour out of Darwin CBD, which conveniently makes Darwin the perfect base for your top-end fishing adventure.
One of the tricks to enjoying the tropical summer up here in the Northern Territory is to cool off during the hottest parts of the day. By the pool with some shade with a cold drink, and the guides will pick you up and drop you off back to the resort. And we've stayed in a lot of nice places in the Darwin CBD, but this place, Palm City Resort, is pretty unique. As the name suggests, you feel like you're in an oasis right in the middle of the city, totally surrounded by beautiful gardens, yet you're a minute walk from the restaurants in Mitchell Street, 5 minutes walk from Stokes Hill Wharfs and all the restaurants and views there, and it's just been refurbished. It really is unique and pretty special.
Now, like many of the top-end rivers, the Adelaide River benefits from huge floodplains and big wet seasons, which makes for great barra fishing.
I cannot believe how many barra there are in this vast Adelaide River system. I mean, it just goes south towards Adelaide, and you know, you can go all the way to the Adelaide River Hotel there, and you know, where they do the jump and croc tours. It just runs for hundreds of kilometres, and all through it there's barramundi. But what's the secret, do you think, here, mate? Will I get this guy off?
Secret, yeah, it's just all about the timing. Following that tide up with the first push.
Yep.
Seems to be what works for me up here, and obviously loud rattle.
So we started at the bottom of the tide at the Adelaide River mouth, and we've hopped from spot to spot.
Yeah, just working our way up, trying to get that first push at a few spots that I've worked out over the years.
So what exactly is the first push for people who don't know, understand tides?
Yeah, so today we're fishing the bottom of the tide, the low tide.
Yeah.
Yes, basically it's just the first push of the incoming tide. Just sort of those fish that are just sitting there a bit more stagnant. As soon as that first push comes along, starts moving the bait,
Yeah.
And the cleaner water, and then, yeah, we're just following that all the way up.
It's working a treat.
Plenty of hungry barramundi, but they're just not quite big enough for Dorian.
Another little one, mate.
You calling that little?
Yeah.
Still a great fish, mate.
Still action and plenty today. This must be number 15 or 20, I don't know how many we've caught.
It's a healthy river system, and the rattling lures are doing a great job.
How's this for a classic territory lure? The Reedy's big-ass B52 bomber. A lot of barra fishers will know the B52. It's a legendary lure up here, but this is big-ass model's that bit bigger, and it goes down a couple of metres. Great for trolling in murky water. That rattle helps attract the fish, and good for casting around snags and that too. So shallower water work. Wow, look at that. And they're fantastic supporters of the $1 Million Fish program too. Part of a stack of prizes you can win just for registering.
Our adventure on the Adelaide River continues, and it seems we've found some better fish.
Here we go. All right, we've got a big one on here. Oh, mate.
Coming up.
Oh! Oh, they do that a lot.
Oh,
It's about a 90 centimetre job, maybe?
I reckon, yeah. Just threw it, mate. Nah, can't do much about that when they do the old...
No, that's why they come up the jump to throw the hook. That's exactly what he did. Wow.
Oh, let's get back into it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get him.
Redemption. Oh, come on.
Look at that out there. This is a better one, mate.
He's carrying on, this fella.
I might get my net ready, I think.
He's going to want to do a big dance in a second.
Ooh, he's a beast. Oh, yeah.
See if we can get an early net shot. Oh, we're in the 80s, I reckon, mate, in the 80s club.
Yeah. This is the attraction of barra fishing.
All right, mate. Oh, nearly. Oh, I love them big bucket mouths.
Yeah.
This coming to you, mate.
Oh! They're getting bigger. Awesome, mate.
Nice one, mate. This is a bit better.
Yeah. Look at that baby there. Oh, that is a ripper.
A little bit of redemption after that first one we lost.
Yeah, well, the biggest one so far stayed on, so it's a good sign of things to come with a bit of luck. A member of the perch family, the barramundi, but they've just evolved over the eons, and they're quite literally an ancient fish in an ancient land, and you know, the way they can survive up here with that camouflage to avoid crocs and sharks and still be able to feed, it's just remarkable, mate. To survive that big, you know, it's a sort of 5-year-old fish in this environment. It's a minor miracle. And, and you got one.
Yeah, we did.
Good man.
That was some redemption, and there were more good fish to come.
Uh-oh.
Dorian. We're upsizing. Right, man?
Still not as good as the one we lost earlier, mate. It's always the one that got away, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's still early days. The Northern Territory is the home of the big barra. Mind you, this is not a bad one.
Still not playing.
I'll let you bring him to me. That way I won't spook him. Oh,
Nice, clean
beautiful.
fish.
Look at the colour on this guy. What a chrome masterpiece that is. Look at that. And they really match their environment here. The water's a little bit murky at the moment as the tide drops out, but look at that.
Chrome dipped.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. He's been pimped, mate. He's just polished all over. And he's about that size. What is he, about 70? They start off life as males and they're starting to look to turn to females soon. So sequential hermaphrodites are the term that's used for that. They're real ambush predators. They just suck that plastic right down. Okay, that's how they inhale their prey. And yeah, that's where the boof comes from. Boof, like that. And he gets that bait down, mate. All right, you get back to boofing. You still want a bigger one, don't you?
Oh, I'm still upset about that big one we lost earlier.
Yeah, we'll make up for it. We'll make up for it. Let's get this guy back. This is a real realisation here today. We know that slow rolling plastics is a great way to catch the big fussy barramundi because the lure stays in the strike zone for a long time, so you're setting the trap, and it gives them plenty of time to come over and grab it, and they just love a subtle plastic sometimes. But further to that, there's a tree here that Dorian's caught plenty of fish off before, and we can see one sitting under it, mate, so if you can get a cast right under it, we're in a red-hot chance of getting it. So combining the modern technology with what we already know, just unbelievable. Give it a go, mate.
All right.
Nice work, man. Oh.
He hit well too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a beauty. Wow. Oh. That's what it's all about. You ripper.
How good's that? We spotted him.
Yeah. It's funny, we're combining the best of both worlds here. We've got knowledge that we know fish sit on that tree, but now we can see them with the new sounder technology, so we can tell if they're home, and it just makes fishing even more interesting. Watch him there on your sounder, mate. You got him clear.
Yeah, what we call a gill rake. Oh no, he's down now. Oh. Come back.
Oh,
Oh, it's either that or a gill rake by the looks of it, I reckon. Yeah.
what was your guesstimates on that one?
Oh, high 70s, low 80s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Wow.
straightened out my hook a little bit too.
Unreal.
Good learning curve.
Yeah.
Always learning with these guys.
I love coming to the Northern Territory. It's such a wild and magical place with incredible fishing. And this tropical summer, there's the lure of the $1 million barramundi.
The Northern Territory's $1 million fish program. It's the biggest year ever. The $1 million has to go off, and there's stacks of prizes just for registering. So for all the information, jump on the website below and make sure you register. And if you come up this way, you can fish off the jetty, off the bank, but if you can employ a guide like Dorian, you are going to have an amazing time. Thanks so much, mate.
Always a pleasure, mate, always a pleasure.
You've turned it on again. With Northern Territory, just get up here.